Okay, are you ready?
Make sure it's perpendicular.
Do you have a square? I need a square.
Wait.
Oh wait.
Fucking shit, this place is a mess.
Why do you put it? What if I hit it now and it spills? Put it over there.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to Gump's podcast, episode number 4. I am with
Kyle.
You said your name this time. Holy shit! Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I did last time.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. I
No,
said
we were
me,
too busy.
And then
We
you
were
said
record-
Kyle's square. This isn't going to be last week, is it?
No,
Sorry, starting.
No. Okay. So I hope everyone had a good New Year. How was your New Year, Kyle?
I was pretty good. It's not 2017. We can tell jokes again.
Yes. Fresh start. It's
Yeah.
even more strict. Like if you say one joke at all, you go to jail.
Yeah, political correctness is a myth created for China.
Okay, that's enough of that. Okay.
Moving on,
because I like my subscribers and I like them to stay here where they're at. Okay, so our first news.
That was cringy AF. I love my subscribers. I hope they stay with me forever.
You made it cringe.
See, you even cringed there.
Yeah, because you said it came out your mouth and the way you burned it or whatever.
Burned it?
Our first news story of the night is that Bumblebee's first image was released a few days ago, and along with a plot synopsis. Who needs plot in a Transformers movie, right? Okay, the plot synopsis says, on the run in the year 1987, Bumblebee finds refuge in a junkyard in a small Californian beach town. That's where the Transformers franchise belongs. Charlie, on the cusp of turning 18 and trying to find place in the world, discovers Bumblebee battle-scarred and broken. Yes, that means Michael Bay cannot make the character look sexy because that makes him a pedophile if he does that. So the good news is we can't get booby shots.
That's all you got out of that she can't.
There's a lot more I got out of that, but I mean the good news is that they're going to be forced to have to erase some of the things that they were doing in the previous Transformers films because tit shot Megan Fox and what was it?
What's the Victoria's Secret model?
Yes, I was about to say. I was like,
and then the daughter in 4.
Yeah, another Victoria's Secret. Yeah, I was like the Victoria's Secret chicks.
The one from Bates Motel who gets.
Yeah, because
really
obviously that was what's the actor's name again? I'm forgetting the name in the 4th one.
I didn't care enough.
No, he's a good actor.
Oh wait, Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah,
it was escaping me, but yeah. Tell me, how does Mark Wahlberg plus random woman equal that? It doesn't work. No. Okay. So, this is stupid. it's flat out stupid for so many reasons. Because first off, the 5th one was the beginning of this writer's room crap, where they said, hey, let's get like 20 different writers, and some of them were Oscar-winning writers, and they're like, let's develop this world.
They still came up with that movie.
No, it's because, you know what? Michael Bay went into the room, and he's like, hey, touches everything. They're like, no, don't touch it! And it just became a Michael Bay film. And I betcha, they were like, okay, maybe we can introduce a plot, like a subplot with Nazis, and maybe a subplot with King Arthur. He's like, even better. Together. And they're like, what? No. He's like, I'll make the film right now. He's like, no, don't touch it, no. And that's probably
release it next week.
He releases it next week. It's only in crayon. He's like,
they just need one Optimus Prime speech at the end, and they already nailed the movie. That's.
Yeah, but the image is not enough to go off of. It's just a picture of a car and this chip next to it, and a lot of people are kind of excited because it's the image. It's the kind of car he was in the original cartoons, but I don't know why it's in 1987. I mean, I do get why it's in 1987 because that's when the original cartoons were very popular, but why make a Bumblebee solo movie? The dude doesn't even speak. He spoke in the cartoons, but it was interesting to see in the battle he got damaged, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I can't talk. But they kept that for 5 films.
Maybe this is where he was talking, and you see the battle where he does get damaged. Well, he's already battle scarred and broken, so I mean, it's probably already.
Yeah, and it makes no sense then because they mentioned. I know, I guess that makes sense, but whatever. It's like trying to make this make sense and continuity wise. It just hurts the brain. First they were hidden in the shadows until the first Transformers movie. Then all of a sudden Nazis, King Arthur. I didn't see the 5th one. I refuse to see the 5th one. But then that was a thing, and then world it was just all over the place. Now they're in the 1987. like the first one was the only good one, and they're botching that history up so bad. So like they're like, hey, we should do more than screw up the future of this franchise. We should screw up its lore. Let's do that. That'll be fantastic. Yeah, so I went on.
I see how you have discuss on the notes, but I see you went straight on the lead.
Yeah, well, tell me your thoughts, just like in a nutshell, because I did go on a little bit, because I was just.
Do they need this movie? That's my first question. Do they need this movie?
They don't. It's just because they're like making.
I see they're trying to push away from like a Transformers movie. It's going to be like the solo Star Wars stories, like the anthology stories, and then apparently aren't they going for after 4 or 5 years they're going to do the Unicron movie?
What?
Yeah, that's what the whole point of 5. They introduced Unicron in it.
What?
Unicron.
I know who Unicron is, but this isn't an Avengers movie. Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
Because it's like Transformers.
That's what they're trying to push it towards. I'm pretty sure they're going to do a Prime movie. I saw that's up for grabs, but it hasn't been.
I guess Prime makes a lot more sense, but Bumblebee, like Unicron.
Not really. Well, the only thing they could do for Optimus is go back to Cybertron and saw how he became a Prime. What was his name before he was Optimus? Jeez.
I don't even know.
I don't know off the top of my head, but that would be a cool movie, I guess. But
like the thing is, like this isn't an Avengers movie. See, when it comes to the Avengers, Iron Man, Captain America, Hulk, and all these other characters, before they were a team, they had their own universe established, and then they became a team. Transformers, Bumblebee has the same enemies as Optimus Prime, the same enemy. Like they are a team, and they've only been a team. Did you ever see a Bumblebee solo comic? You probably have. There probably is, but the fact is that there's other Transformers in it. It's just like, hey, this one's going to specifically center around Bumblebee, but it just makes no sense. Why make it center around Bumblebee when he doesn't talk? And it's just going to be about the humans again. There's no hope for this movie. A lot of people are bashing on John Cena, and I get why they are, but I feel bad for the guy because he is trying to become a good actor. It's just the fact that his manager is like, hey, there's this awesome movie called Bumblebee. You want to star in that? And he's like, no. He's like, well, that's all you got. Okay, here you go. Here's the script. Goodbye. And then it sucks. Okay, so that's it for this one?
I guess so. I think you got everything.
Yeah, I did. Another news today, some more Star Wars, because, that can't escape my memory whatsoever. I try and I always fail. And yet again, it's not good. Why? The Han Solo poster was leaked a few days ago, and you start off because I don't want to.
Okay, if you look hard enough, you will find it. It's a leaked poster. It hasn't been confirmed by Lucasfilm to be official yet, but since we're less than 5 months out from the film, and we still haven't gotten a trailer or anything, it's more than likely to be real. And if you look at it, the Millennium Falcon looks like a toy.
It looks like a Hasbro toy. It looks
Yeah.
stupid. It looks like plastic, and people are like, oh, but it's special
They
effects.
changed something that shouldn't be changed.
Yeah, like
You see it in the prequels in the state that it wasn't for, and here we are now getting an anthology film set between 3 and 4, and it looks like a toy.
And explain the lore behind the Millennium Falcon, please, because you told me about how old it should have been when Han Solo first landed.
The ship in its time when he got it, it's at least 100 years old, and
Yeah, and so that brings up so many problems. Why does it look so brand new? Why the hell is it being flown in episode 7 and 8? That brings up so many plot holes, and it just it's not working. And the entire image looks like a bad, cheesy 90s film. The actual poster looks like one of the prequels.
yeah, it's
Like the poster is designed like episode
I would
1.
argue that the prequel posters are so much better than what that is.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like design-wise, it looks exactly like the this poster, because like the way it's like lit with the orange and shit like that and stuff like that. It just doesn't look good. It doesn't look appealing.
The only thing that has my ticket sold right now is that Darth Vader is confirmed to be in the film, though he's getting the same amount of screen time that he got in Rogue One. So, I mean, we could see Han working for the Empire, like I told you before, like somehow they could tie it into to how strong the First Order got in terms of its technology. Maybe he has to transport something somewhere, etc.
Yeah, because I did hear that the anthology films are supposed to kind of help support this new trilogy, in a very slight way.
Yeah.
I heard something with Rogue One kind of strengthened.
Hyperspace tracking.
Yeah, they introduced that.
Spoiler.
Yeah. I won't even call it a spoiler. Everyone's seen it now. The numbers are going down at this point, so everyone who cares has already seen it.
Yeah.
And this film can, like you said, bring up how they got so advanced technology and shit like that, and it's just, but in the long run, it doesn't look interesting. The fact that there's so many problems behind the scenes with this movie. That's why I'm not looking really forward to it, because
Director changes.
Phil Lord and Chris Miller. These guys are comedic geniuses. They made 21 and 22 Jump Street work when it shouldn't have worked. They made the Lego Movie work, for God's sake. And tell me, none of you, don't give me this shit that, oh, I had faith. None of you said the Lego Movie was going to be a hit. And no one was going to say, hey, people are going to get pissed when it doesn't get a Best Animated Movie nomination. No one said that, and they made it happen.
Yeah, I thought it was just going to be another Lego Movie.
Yeah, I thought it was just going to be one of those straight-to-DVD bullshit. And I was like, oh, why? Then
Lego Batman.
Then Lego Batman, it's so good. But then Kathleen Kennedy's like, oh my god, these guys are making them do improv? What? It's called do your research. These guys are known to be comedic geniuses because of the improv. You don't hire guys who are known for improv and get mad at them when they do improv. It does not work that way. So that when that happened, they get a new director mid-filming, and guess what? A couple months later, they're like, oh my god, our main star is a horrible actor. Let's spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on this guy getting an acting coach. Why did you hire him then? There's so many problems behind this movie, and the fact that this poster does look like diarrhea mixed with art is just disgusting and makes me even more anxious for this movie. You go, because you're supposed to be the Star Wars fan. You're supposed to be.
Yeah, I thought you were supposed to give me the lead here.
I tried, but you didn't. You didn't stop me. You were supposed to stop me, man.
Usually, if I stop you, I'll get it's my channel, though. My
I
subscribers.
never
really?
said that
You
once.
said that before.
Cuts.
Flashback to last week.
Last week does not count. But yeah, you go, man, because tell me why you looking forward to this. Is there any hope for this movie? Please tell me. There's got to be some form of hope for this movie.
The only hope is how they tied into the trilogies. How they need to use. I don't know. I want to see how they use Darth Vader in this film. We could see more backstory into why Snoke is obsessed with all the ancient Jedi and Sith relics, all this stuff he collected.
Because Daddy needs some power, that's why.
Yeah, we could see stuff like that. I don't know. It would just be cool to see why this film, the story behind this film and what it's going to do. That's my hope for it, but I don't really have any hope for the actors.
Yeah, I mean, they got some good actors, but the main star, if you got to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on
he doesn't even look like Harrison Ford at all.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm gonna let slide though, is because there's.
He doesn't even look close.
That's one thing though. He doesn't look at all like him.
There's a guy who looks like him and sounds like him.
Yeah, but the thing is,
they didn't use him.
But the thing is, because he's not. He probably would have been a bit better actor. Because normally I would say hey, we don't know how this guy acts, though. He might be an Oscar-worthy actor. But that's out the window. So at this point, I'm actually with you now because if
he said he had an acting coach, come on.
Yeah, I was mid-sentence. I was like, wait a minute, wait.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Because normally, if let's say he was getting a lot of Oscar buzz, saying oh my god, this guy is like a pure genius. He captures Harrison Ford amazingly. He might not look like him, but he does give the emotion of him. And then I would be like, yeah, okay, then back off. But this guy doesn't look like him. He doesn't sound like him. He doesn't act like him. If you're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on this guy getting an acting coach in mid-film, we're screwed. Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, and I saw Disney's preparing for this film to flop too.
They are?
Yeah, I saw an article that they're preparing for this film to flop, and they're just focusing on their other films now.
Yeah, the thing is because they're switching gears way too fast, and okay, listen. I was telling you about my one friend who was gonna boycott Star Wars, and I told him the hell that was stupid. And beside the point, he said that what the hell did he say? He said something about like having like so many Star Wars films coming out at once is a bad idea. And I was like, listen, but like if you like the MCU, they got 2 coming out a year, but he said that we
got 1 coming out a year.
Yeah, they got 1 coming out a year. So that's what my argument was. I'm like, this MCU's got 2 coming out a year, but then he said, but it seems like right now they're making too many changes. I'm like, it's possible, but now looking at this, it seems like they're giving themselves no time. It seems like they didn't plan as well as the MCU does.
Well, I wouldn't argue that. I would say like it's not oversaturating it. It's just the topics they're choosing. Like Rogue One, everyone thought that movie was going to be terrible, and it was really good in my opinion.
I thought it was good. I thought it was good at best because of the final act really saved that movie.
Yeah, the whole final sequence was amazing, but Han Solo, no one asked for a Han Solo movie, which I know.
No, and listen, all the fans were like, "Do we really need one?" That's one thing. And when
we were like that with Rogue One, like I'm hopeful for the movie, but
when they asked Harrison Ford, like, "Are you excited?" He's like, "No, not really." He's like flat out because. Like,
this isn't the Avengers too. It's the same with the Transformers. We don't need to see a Han, Leia, and Luke backstory
because like the characters are built up enough to the point where we really don't need that. But see, with the differences with the Avengers, like these solo films, they build up these characters. So when it comes to like movies like Infinity War, it makes you care for them. It's like little mini episodes. So when it comes to the season finale, this huge like scale war goes on, and then you are like, oh my god, I like this character the most. If he dies, I'll be so scared. I'm like it makes you fear for them. But spoiler alert, Han Solo is already dead, so this is not really building up his character anymore. It's just deepening the mythology, and it's really not necessary. Like same can be said with Obi-Wan, but like Obi-Wan was kind of botched in the prequels, and that's why people want to see it.
I wouldn't say it's that he was botched in the prequels. He was amazing in my opinion in 3. It's that there's the gap between 3 and 4 where you see him in 3 as the warrior and 4 you see him as the hermit. Like what happened in that time period.
And there's a lot of story that can be told there, but like I'm pretty sure like big Star Wars fans already have an idea for who he was because they explained that in episode 4. Like, oh yeah, I'm a bandit. Basically.
Well, they could make Darth Maul come back, but his death is canon in Rebels, so I mean, they should make a Maul anthology movie, like how he
Dude, that would be cool because he was in one movie, and then they're like, okay, kill him off. What? No, he was cool. He was like, my friend and I were joking about it. He's like, he's basically the devil of the Sith, and I'm like, exactly. And he was he looked cool. He was badass, and he said nothing, making him more scary.
If you want to see him do stuff like that, what you want him to be the devil of the Sith, watch the Clone Wars. He literally slaughters an entire village of children. Yeah.
Anakin.
Well, I mean, yeah, true, but they develop him really well in that series.
So it's just like the differences with these characters is that Han Solo, we already have enough of him where we got the idea for who he is.
Just give us a freaking Windu movie. Like, everyone wants to see Mace Windu survive that fall. We all know he survived.
He's Sam Jackson. He got saved by a plane that had snakes on it.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, motherfucker!
Yeah, and then he ended up in Kong.
And when the plane crashes, and that's how he got to Kong. It's like this weird-ass journey. Just
he's connecting all the movie franchises together, and we're going to see a giant fight scene between all of them in the end.
I on my Facebook page, I have to find it, but there was this weird but fantastic video. It's animated. It was every single blockbuster character in an arena just fighting to the death. It was like Superman fighting Godzilla. He like flips him down. He's like, "Suck it, bitch!" And then something like giant mechanical robots stomps on him. He's like, "Suck it, bitch!" Something even bigger, like planet-sized, like, "Boom, suck it, bitch!" And then a black hole sucked him in. It was so crazy. Like, oh my god, make this happen. Make the budget $500 million. Just make it $500 million. All the studios make it. Everyone on the entire planet's going to see it. $3 billion opening weekend.
Is it kind of like everyone's going to see it because they have to see it? The way you made it sound, it's like they're going to have a gun to the back of their head if they don't watch it.
They have to. They have to. It's a brilliant idea. It's a brilliant idea.
So was Transformers 5.
Shut up! No, it was not. Okay, so I think we wrapped up the Han Solo because we got sidetracked, but at least we weren't. Well, no, we were bizarrely sidetracked. So
I blame you. It was your fault. It's always fully your fault.
Yeah, that was my fault.
Yeah.
I do not blame you. Okay. And to wrap today's podcast, we will discuss our most anticipated films of 2018. Okay, so you go first with number 5.
Okay, so number 5 is Wreck-It Ralph 2. I like the first Wreck-It Ralph, and I'm excited to see what they're going to do with the second one. From like the little clips that were leaked where they're actually going through the internet.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be destroys the internet, right?
Yeah, Wreck-It Ralph destroys or wrecks the internet or destroys the internet. It's like a sequel that you didn't know you really needed. I mean, there's a lot of sequel potential with that movie, but the fact is, like, you didn't really need one. But this sequel makes the most sense because where do you go after an arcade? You go to the internet. I would not know where they would go when it comes to 3. Actually, after 2, you can actually do VR, where like they start interacting with the real world. That'll be very interesting.
Well, is this a non-fiction movie technically since he destroys the internet? Ooh, too soon.
Okay, but yeah, I'm really excited to see that, but that did not make my list. That was actually an honorable mention. My honorable mentions were Wreck-It Ralph 2 and Aquaman. Aquaman, I'm just upset because, Justice League. I mean, I thought it was fun, but they made him Aqua Bro. I mean, it was cool because it's...
Aqua Bro, man.
Like, they made him cool, unlike the comics, but I want to see some real badassness because they gave him nothing to work with in the Justice League movie.
Double-ended trident.
Okay, my number 5 film is Venom, surprisingly, because at first when I heard this, I was like, that is absolute retardation. Like, that is stupid.
I was like, yes, finally!
No, at first, no, because I was like, they were like, okay, it's connected to the MCU, but no Spider-Man, then it's not connected to the MCU with Spider-Man. It was all over the place. I'm like...
And then I saw Tom Hardy, I'm like, yes!
But that's when I was getting interested. When they said Tom Hardy, I was like, wait,
Tom Hardy's going to nail it.
Because Tom Hardy is, if you guys do not know, he's very infamous for being very picky with his films. That's why he shows up in all Christopher Nolan movies. Because
with the mask on. He doesn't want to be known in the movie, but he's there. He has the mask on.
Yeah. That's the one.
Yeah, all of Dunkirk. You saw it. He had the pilot's mask on the entire time.
Yeah, except for for 2 shots.
Yeah, he gets captured. Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, that gave me hope, and then I finally found out that so it is connected to the MCU, but it's not. Meaning, like, it's like the Netflix shows. They reference it, and there's going to be some things in ties with it, but Venom will never be in an Avengers movie. So Tom Holland's Spider-Man would definitely be in the Venom movie, because that's what I was told. But Tom Holland will not... What he experiences in Venom will not affect the overall Avengers trilogy. So when I heard that, I was like, okay, so Spider-Man's in it, and it's connected to the MCU, but Venom being rated R is not going to affect the overall MCU. So that got me really excited, and I heard it's going to be like a bloodbath in there, and I'm like,
we better see Carnage. If we don't see Carnage, I will be pissed.
Fucking mad, bro. Yeah. I wanted to see Carnage. When I heard that Carnage was going to be in Spider-Man 4 with the thing, that was apparently a lie because that was going to be Vulture. But when
it's going to be Vulture, just Vulture and Black Cat.
Yeah, but I heard, like, originally the rumor was that it was supposed to be Carnage, and I was like, oh my god. That's what the studio wanted, but then the director, Sam Raimi's like, no, Vulture.
Yeah, it was supposed to be really good, too, from, like, what they had developed for the early phases of the movie. Like, Spider-Man was supposed to be critically wounded within the first few scenes and saved by Anne Hathaway's Black Cat. Like,
yeah, and they had, that's like a Batman, what's the girl's name again? Catwoman. It's supposed to be like that relationship, Batman and Catwoman's relationship. So she's a villain, but she's also good, and they fall in love.
Black Cat, Catwoman.
Yeah.
Crossover confirmed. Yeah.
But
MCU wins.
But that's why I'm really excited for Venom. What's your number 4?
My number 4 was Venom.
Okay. My number 4. My number 4 is Ready Player One. When I first saw the trailer, the very first trailer, I was like, okay, interesting. And then when I saw Iron Giant, I started geeking out like a little girl. I was like, oh my god, like...
Only a little girl.
But I was really excited because even though it makes absolutely no sense, in this story it kind of does. Because it's like, your imagination is your limit. So they can literally just have all these random cameos in there and like have no involvement with the story. So in this story, it does make sense. and I was like, okay, this is an interesting world. And the second trailer came out with like the story. I won't say it's a new story, but it's an interesting story for me, especially because it involves like.
Well, there's a book for it, right?
Yeah, there's a book. I'm gonna definitely read the book, but I'm gonna watch the movie first because you have a tendency when you read the book, you like over exaggerate, making like your deepest darkest desires in there, and you're like, oh my god, yay! And then when it comes to the movie, you're like, what the? He don't look like that, and then you get disappointed. So I'm gonna watch the movie first, then read the book, and then I'm just really excited for that movie because first off, Chucky is in there, the doll, the murderous doll, he's in there. I saw him attacking a Lord of the Rings orc. I'm like, what the fuck? I never thought I wanted to see that. I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. And then you saw some Overwatch characters. I don't like Overwatch.
Oh, I thought it was cool when they were there. Like, oh, hey, Blizzard, yeah.
But I was like, it's still cool. But like, you got all these random characters. Who else was in there? There's a lot of cameos. I could literally make an entire video just pointing out every cameo. Like each frame, there's like, holy shit, that's in there. I'm just really excited. Steven Spielberg is doing it. He has his on and off days, but I feel like this is one of those films it was calling to him because he's a very like childish director. Like he's got like a child's mind. And this appeals to every child's mind, so he will.
So Jaws was childish.
I mean, no, but I mean, that was like one of the only horror films he's ever made. One of, not the only, but one of the only horror films. And most of his movies are like very childish, like E.T. has some dark elements, but it's very like whimsical.
You know an interesting fact about E.T.? The one scene when he has the ghost costume on and he sees the other kid in the
she didn't know. She didn't know like what he looked like.
No, it's not that. She pointed at him and said home because technically his species is a part of the Star Wars universe. In one of the prequels, you can see E.T.'s species in the Senate.
What's your number 3?
You don't think that's cool at all? I think that's amazing. Okay, all right. Unfaithful, all right. Yeah. All right, my number 3. I don't know. It's between Incredibles 2 and Deadpool still. I would. All right, it's gonna be Deadpool 2 because I'm more looking forward to Incredibles 2. But Deadpool, I'm really looking. It's Deadpool just because their movie was out recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing with me. Deadpool 2 is number 3. Like, I mean, come on. How could this not be on your at least top 3? Like, this movie is so hyped, and
Cable.
Cable, I can't wait to see because Cable is like, I won't say he's super like serious, but he is like very brooding when it comes to Deadpool. He's like, I hate you, and Deadpool's like, oh come on, big balls, smacks him in the ass. Like, it happens in the game. It happened in the game. Like, Cable tricked Deadpool to act like a superhero. He's like, okay, like listen, there's some hot chicks over here. You need to go get to them and save them. He's like, what? And he starts killing all these bad guys trying to get to these girls. And then it was Cable, but he doesn't see Cable. He sees this like overly beautiful chick, and he starts. And then it was actually Cable. He starts squeezing his chest, and Cable's like punches him in the head, breaking his skull in. It's amazing.
Oh my god!
I can't wait to see that interaction. And Domino, if you don't know who she is, I'm not too familiar with the character, but she's supposed to be like.
She's in it too, right?
Yeah, she's super powerful. She's like Megazoid, like over the top powerful, and I'm really excited to see this movie. I'm definitely interested to see who the villain is. Hopefully, like I've seen the trailer enough where I saw like the kid that looked like from Spider-Man: Homecoming, the fat Asian kid.
Yeah.
It looked like he was in the trailer inside the church burning it down. I hope it's not him. It better not be him.
It's because he destroyed the Death Star.
God, what is wrong with you? Okay, number 2, I think we agree.
Incredibles 2.
Incredibles 2, because it's Incredibles 2. 10 effing years I've been waiting. No, it's actually been more than 10 years now. It's been, what?
11?
14.
Oh, no.
2004.
Okay.
I'm looking this up right now.
So unprepared. Yeah, so number 2 is Incredibles 2. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it was 2004, so 14.
14.
Holy shit, I feel old. Like, I remember watching this in the theaters, I was like, oh my god, Incredibles.
And on that note, we're wrapping up.
No, like, and the good news is with this movie is the fact that they're picking up right where they left off. And a lot of people are like, but I want to see them as teenagers. I'm like, why? You're missing so much story potential. I mean, first of all, the Underminer, I mean, like the giant mole thing. I'm like,
it undermines everything.
How dare you? Like,
Yeah.
I'm really, and Sam Jackson's back. He's gonna be Frozone. I hope he gets a bigger role.
They need to show his wife actually this time. I would love to see the interaction between his Frozone and his wife.
Where's my super suit? Hey, we're going to dinner. The world's in danger. The world's always in danger. What about your wife? I love that scene. That scene's like...
You messed up, like...
I don't care. I haven't seen the movie in years.
You messed up practically those entire lines.
See, the problem is I haven't seen the movie in like 3 or 4 years. My bad.
Everyone knows that line. It's like one of the, like...
Number 1!
Are you kidding me? You don't know those? Okay, alright.
I'm sorry. I mean,
Mr. Let's Review Movies channel doesn't know the Incredibles lines. Alright, Jesus.
Oh, I'm sorry I didn't like study the lines of dialogue.
I still can't believe you didn't know E.T. is technically a part of the Star Wars universe.
I mean, I knew about it, but I just don't care.
And number 1,
obviously,
Infinity War.
I mean, it's so obvious. I mean, anyone who does not have this as number 1 needs to go to hell. Okay, that's okay.
I was gonna say, I mean, teach his own, I guess. There's a DC Universe fanboy out there.
Like, even the DC fanboys need to understand why this is number 1. They can't say,
this is literally 10 years in the making.
This is 10 effing years.
Actually, 10 years now.
Yeah,
2008, that's when it all started.
And so, people need to understand why. They can't just say, no, it's because it's Marvel. No, it's because it's Infinity War, 10 years in the making. Thanos is finally getting off that freaking chair of his and whooping some ass. People, like, I remember in Guardians of the Galaxy, like, this fat ass is still sitting down. What the hell? It's been 2 years since we saw him in Avengers, and he's still sitting down. What the fuck did he do the entire time? And this one, he's like, oh, fuck.
You get some leg crunches on that chair just to get stronger.
No, montage. That's the entire opening sequence. People are like, the entire opening sequence will make you fear Thanos, and this is him doing sit-ups.
No, he's doing those hand crunches with a 5-pound.
No, you see like an Iron Man dummy scary. He's practicing that epic punch. He's like, boom.
Yeah.
He's like, no, not yet. I gotta hit that sweet spot. Bow. No.
We wouldn't dent the helmet so he can't take it off.
he's like, oh my god, Friday, I can't get it off, I'm stuck. Oh my god, it's just so...
Multiple contusions detected.
Multiple contusions, oh shit.
Yeah, so you know that, but you don't know the Incredibles lines. Hashtag triggered, alright.
But yeah, it's obvious why, because he freaking basically throws a moon at the Avengers.
Yep.
You know, I'm just super excited. Okay, so, yeah, did you have any honorable mentions before we head out?
The New Mutants.
That
has potential.
I'm interested because it's definitely like a horror film, obviously. But my one concern is it looks too much like a horror movie, like your stereotypical like cheap throwaway horror film. Because the way the trailer's edited, it's definitely a big risk on Fox's part. But
they're coming out with another X-Men movie this year too.
Yeah, it's the Dark Phoenix movie. I'm surprised there was like absolutely no marketing for that. I don't know when that's supposed to be released. I thought it was supposed to be like August.
I think it's later in this year.
I thought it was like August, but
look it up. You got the computer right there. Look it up.
Okay.
Same with the Incredibles lines. Idiot.
Yep. Okay, so let's see. Oh my god, like really? No, not the fucking New Mutants. Okay, Deadpool 2, no. X-Men Dark Phoenix, blah blah blah. Okay, it doesn't really specify, it just says 2018. Oh, you guys are so far behind. And I'm not looking forward to that movie whatsoever. You know why? Because Apocalypse was literally dog shit. And they got a first-time director on this film. And people might say, like, hey, guess what? It was the guy who was producing the first 2 or 3 X-Men films. I mean, that's good news, right? I'm like, no, it's not good news. Because he never directed. There's a difference from producing and directing. There's a huge difference. So, yeah. Oh, shit. Gambit's still coming out? No, that can't be true. I don't want to get copyrighted, asshole.
Alright, I'll skip.
Honey? What? Where's my super suit? What? Where is my super suit?
Alright, we're gonna have a jump so you don't get copyrighted. Okay.
But yeah, and I'm surprised Gambit's still happening. That's been all over the place.
That's still happening?
Apparently. Yeah, I'm really. They need to just drop that movie. Like, they spent already like $100 million on that movie and it went nowhere. But beside the point. So, yeah, 2018, still no official date. And they got a first-time director. They're already kind of falling behind. I think they said they're almost done wrapping up principal photography. And I'm like, what? You're not done filming yet? And I hope that Apocalypse looked like a midnight special Sunday show. Like, it just looks.
I kind of liked Apocalypse. I like the Quicksilver scenes. Did you not like that scene either?
What he did with Magneto was complete bullshit. His entire journey was to find his father. He finally finds his father. He's like, yeah, I came here for somebody else. It pisses me off. That movie sucks.
Wait, you don't like the Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader dynamic?
No!
Alright.
I hate that movie.
Alright, and on that note, we are wrapping up.
Yes, we are finally wrapping up. So, yeah, we did a lot better this week, guys.
Yeah, we actually had a script. I was prepared this week. I was ready.
I emailed it to you. We finally found a formula that somewhat works, and we're gonna milk that to the day it dies. So, I have a Twitter, Instagram, Gumps_videos. Go follow me there for the latest news and updates on my channel. What's your YouTube channel? Pickled up. Goodbye, guys.